Hello everyone, Noki here, and I'm glad to share to you my first digital art that I'm gonna be posting on YouTube. I based this drawing from an anime called Neon Genesis Evangelion, and this is a character there named Misato. I found this poster from eBay, and I was like, I'm gonna be using this as my 2D reference, especially for or 2D art, especially for a beginning digital artist like me. And I was really inspired by a great YouTube artist by the name of Marc Brunet. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's really awesome. He provided great, highly informative content, especially for a beginning digital artist that you can draw to from scratch, especially from shading to drawing. Yeah, this is Marc Brunet here, and I'm gonna be showing you the video that I'm talking about. This is the video. It's a coloring guide from shading to color. It's a simple step-by-step process. So if you guys want to learn, I'm more than happy to post you the link here on my video. I'm almost done here, and I'll be starting with my shading soon. And here we are on the second part of my drawing here, which is the shading process. As you can see, I use the lasso tool to select the parts of the of her body that I need to shade with. Um, After I use lasso tool, I use a soft round brush to cover the bigger areas here. It's very important as well to not just use one tone of gray when you're drawing it or when you're shading it. As much as possible, go also the darker colors. If you want to go with black, that's fine, but as long as it's not pure black in itself. Since I'm using reference here, it's very important for me to look at my reference and see if it's darker on the side or a little lighter than that. And I depend the press of my pen using my observation from my reference. I use soft round brush. It's a free brush that I downloaded from Marc Brunet's YouTube video, which is going to be under the cube brush when you click the link. But it's also important to use texture round brush, which you can as well use, especially for texture areas like here in the motorbike. Aside from that, I've bought or I downloaded Marc Brunet's advanced paintbrush, which I think cost me $12. So the reason is I'm using the skin cavity brush to put some shading to some corners here, like for example right there on those areas. It's easy to draw or shade it with a skin cavity brush. It's a good deal for me. I think $12. That's okay, as long as you get a nice bit of different texture to each of the shaded parts that you're doing. Yeah, so I use the skin cavity for those nooks and crannies of the motorbike. Um, Soft tilt as well, soft tilt brush for the skin, and yeah, um, shading is like 60 to 70% of the process here, so this might take a while. Like I said, this is a time lapse, so hope you guys enjoy what you're seeing right now, and talk again later. And as you can see, I am in near completion of the shading drawing here. As you've seen, I've only used like 2 layers or maybe 3 because the one is invisible. But the reason why I like this kind of process, this workflow, is because not just the clean drawing, but Marc Brunet's process of having few layers to use as well. In my opinion, that's a good one. That's a good thing to do. Other artists has a lot of layers that they use, which is for me is kind of hard to follow. It's not that it is wrong, but like I said, it's easy to follow if you have only like few layers to begin with, and then you can make corrections for those layers if those parts are not looking good for you. So in my opinion, that's the reason why I follow this workflow, which Marc Brunet has made. And now we're going to I'm doing the selection process here and selecting all the shaded parts before I can put the base color or the flat color. So make sure every empty or negative spaces are deselected. Then I'll apply the base color to them. And then selecting which part is a skin, selecting which part or which color of the clothes are the process behind this. So what I'm doing right now is I begin to select all those skin parts, which you can see, the legs, the hands, the face, as you can see from the beginning. And starting from there, I will apply the base colors, which as you can see, that's gonna be the third layer um, underneath the shading. And in doing that, as you can see, I made the line art invisible, so I don't need a line art to see the drawing itself. I'm just gonna apply the base color to every part of Misato's body, including the clothes and the motorbike, which will be done later. So first is the skin. That's gonna be my process in just one layer, applying the flat colors, and then selecting which base colors I'm going to choose based on the reference. So as you can see, I've applied each part of the motorbike different colors to each segments. It's the same thing with Misato's skin and dress. At first I applied just one color, like desaturated. I think it's a desaturated yellow. But after that, you just have to separate them into your own liking. So it's still right now we're still under the flat colors, just providing each part of the motor and motorbike different colors based on my reference, and I'm just finishing it up. And after I put all the colors to it, um, I'm gonna be starting with the gradient mapping under the shading part. And now I'm almost done here with the flat colors. I'm just making a little bit of adjustments here and there. Um, but with the gradient maps, first thing that I did is I always have to select the flat layers before I go to shading, because in selecting the flat layers, I'm gonna have to be separating all the colors itself. So click on the flat layers first, then click on the skin, for example, and then go and click the shading drawing, which you can change after it shows the selection under the shading. And that's the reason why you can see a lot of layers are being placed underneath the shading, because I've been adjusting the gradient maps under the shading. So like I said, first select the flat layers that you want to change. Go and click the flat layers, and then go to the shading portion. That way you can adjust the gradient maps. So as you can see here, I've been tweaking a lot of colors here. The good thing about Marc Brunet's workflow is that he also has preset loads of gradient maps, which you can select, which you can download, I mean, and then tweak it in your own liking. In my case, I'm following a reference here, so I have to tweak it as exactly as I see on the reference of Misato here. Like for example, that visor, you can see I have to mix desaturated yellow and also purple to it. so that it reflects the light. The visor and the side mirror reflects the sunlight. After that, I merge the flat layers and the shading layers so that they can all be in one layer, and did some adjustments to some accent or little adjustments to the earring, to the eye color, and to Misato's face, to my character's face, and also for little things actually. I think it was just too fast, but for small things like, for example, Misato's patch on her shoulder, you don't need to use gradient maps to it. I just use a color balance after I merge the shading and the flat layers. So just do a color balance for small things, like you can see here. Color balance to the, I think that's a brake caliper or something like that. And then a little bit of adjustment to like a little rim light to the disc brake there. Little adjustments. You can do color balance, or you can just manually use your paintbrush to do the coloring itself. And now here I am close to doing the background. As you can see, I just adjusted my drawing size and then applied a saturated brown color, and then just use a plain soft brush to it, trying to be as observant as possible to my reference there. A bright yellow color in the middle, and then the saturated purple on top, and also at the bottom, or the second to the bottom drawing there. For the clouds, I always use the soft brush. It's easy to adjust. If you commit, or if you commit any mistakes, you just have to smudge it. And then for detailed, I think I use the textured soft round brush, so that it makes the clouds, or it puffs the edges of the clouds better compared to just using a soft brush. So no need for any gradient maps here. Just trying to be as observant as possible for my reference. Even the ground where Misato's standing on, I tried to be as exact as possible with regards to my reference there. Little desaturated brown for the light post, or the electrical post, and then some texture on the pavement where Misato is standing on. And for the shadow, I actually did was like I copied Misato's drawing, and then I made another layer, then color it dark blue, or at least I think it's, and then desaturating it, and then just applying like a darkish color to make it as her shadow. And as you can see here, I've applied some glow. And for the rim light, I applied the color yellow to it. Also for Misato's dress, hair, and also to the motorbikes, you can see there's a yellow tint to it, reflection of the light coming from the upper left corner of the drawing. Then putting the number there to a separate layer, just a little addition to it, but it's not really a big of a deal. It can live without. And some shading here is a reflection there. So here's a drawing that I made. I hope you guys like it. Thanks for watching at the end. Until my next video. See you.